A crisis is an opportunity riding on a dangerous wind. It's better to be without a book than to believe a book entirely. A little impatience will spoil great plans. If you bow at all, bow low. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Men trip not on mountains, they trip on molehills. To know another is not to know the person's face, but to know the person's heart. Ripe fruit falls by itself, but it doesn't fall into your mouth. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Love and a cough cannot be hidden. Listening well is as powerful as talking well and is essential to true conversation. Reading 10,000 books is not as useful as traveling 10,000 miles. To climb a tree to catch a fish is talking much and doing nothing. Friends are the siblings God never gave us. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. One should be just as careful in choosing one's pleasures as in avoiding calamities. A book is like a garden carried in the pocket. To add legs when drawing a snake. A book holds a house of gold. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody. He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask remains a fool forever. A joyful heart is the inevitable result of a heart burning with love. When you drink the water, remember the spring. When you feel happiness, do not promise. When you feel anger, do not answer. Habits start as cobwebs, but grow to become cables. Not to know what happened before you were born is to remain forever a child. Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. A bad workman blames his tools. Married couples who love each other tell each other 1,000 things without talking. One beam, no matter how strong, cannot support an entire house. A good family fortune is a silent teacher. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. He who cheats the earth will be cheated by the earth. Happiness is not the absence of problems, but the ability to deal with them. It is easy to dodge a spear that comes in front of you, but hard to avoid an arrow shot from behind. Better a diamond with a flaw than a perfect pebble. Solve one problem and keep 100 others away. Want a thing long enough, and you won't. If you do not scale the mountain, you will not view the plain. Learning is a weightless treasure you can carry easily. A bird can roost, but on one branch, a mouse cannot drink more than its fill from a river. Teachers open the door, but you have to enter. To the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. It's better to be without a book than to believe a book entirely. Children are the anchors that hold a mother to life. When the sun rises, it rises for everyone. Better to drink the weak tea of a friend than the sweet wine of an enemy. I was angered, for I had no shoes. Then I met a man who had no feet. A needle is not sharp at both ends. Better the cottage where one is merry than the palace where one weeps. Life is a dream walking. Death is a going home. A clear conscience never fears midnight knocking. A wise man makes his own decisions. An ignorant man follows the crowd. The people who talk the best are not the ones who tell the most interesting stories. A small house will hold 100 friends. I'll fall into a ditch makes one wiser. A single spark can start a prairie fire. Talk does not cook rice. To learn without thinking is labor lost. To think without learning is perilous. A fool judges people by the presents they give him. If you want your children to have a peaceful life, let them suffer a little hunger and a little cold. A single conversation across the table with a wise man is worth a month's study of books. Do not believe that you will reach your destination without leaving the shore. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. You can't clap with one hand. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid of standing still. A man without a smiling face must not open a shop. Failure is the mother of success. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Married couples tell each other 1,000 things without speaking a word. The happiest people do not necessarily have the best of everything, but they make the most of everything that comes along their way. If you love a thing, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours forever. If it doesn't, then it was never meant to be. He who thinks too much about every step he takes will always stay on one leg. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. When families are united, the sharp bitterness of poverty is sweetened. It takes a man to swallow an insult. When the wind of change blows, some build walls, while others build windmills. In a book of many words, there is bound to be a mistake. To talk much and arrive nowhere is the same as climbing a tree to catch a fish. Learning is a weightless treasure you can always carry easily. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. Tenacity and adversity are all fools. Do not fear going forward slowly. Fear only to stand still. A near neighbor is better than a distant cousin. Small men think they are small. Great men never know they are great. Keep a green tree in your heart, and perhaps a singing bird will come. There are two kinds of perfect people, those who are dead and those who have not yet been born. The more acquaintances you have, the less well you know them. A harmonious family is an early heaven. Better to live a day as a tiger than 1,000 years as a sheep. Experience is a comb that nature gives us when we are bald. When you have faults, Do not fear to abandon them. The person who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. Parents are the first and last teachers of a child. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Treat everyone as if receiving a guest. If you want to avoid being cheated, ask for prices at 3 different shops. Two good talkers are not worth one good listener. If you want to find out about the road ahead, ask about it from someone coming back. Love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain it. One generation plants the trees, another gets the shade. The tongue can paint what the eyes can't see. Happiness is not having a lot. Happiness is giving a lot. A person of high principles is one who can watch an entire chess game without making a comment. A child's life is like a piece of paper on which every person leaves a mark. Seize the opportunity by the forelock. Hearing something 100 times is not as good as seeing it once. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. Joy is not in things, it is in us. It is not the knowing that is difficult, but the doing. To have a friend, be one. Where there is love, there are always wishes. No matter how tall a mountain is, it cannot block the sun. A family in harmony will prosper in everything. A 100 no's are less agonizing than one insincere yes. Love is not about possession, it's all about appreciation. A family's teaching is the root of many virtues. Do you not want others to know what you have done? Better not to have done it. A friend to all is a friend to none. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. 100 no's are less agonizing than one insincere yes. Happiness often sneaks in through a door you didn't know you left open. Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself. He who excels in study can follow an official career. Before preparing to improve the world's first, look around your own home 3 times. Opportunities don't just happen, you create them. Gold is tested by fire, man is tested by adversity. Playing a lute to a cow. The man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Dig the well before you are thirsty. Home is where the heart is. It is easy to open a store, but hard to keep it open. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. He who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask remains a fool forever. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. A man who does not think and plan long ahead will find trouble right at his door. Even a hare will bite when it is cornered. A frog in a well knows nothing of the great ocean. Great acts are made up of small deeds. Think about your own faults during the first half of the night and the faults of others during the second half. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. A friend in need is a friend indeed. An ant may well destroy a whole dam. All things change, and we change with them. Govern a family as you would cook a small fish gently. Distant water does not put out a nearby fire. A single conversation with a wise man is worth a month's study of books. If you want to be happy, be. The palest ink is better than the best memory. Guessing is cheap, but guessing wrong can be expensive. To know the road ahead, ask those coming back. With true friends, even water drunk together is sweet enough. When the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. The faintest ink is more powerful than the strongest memory. A bit of fragrance clings to the hand that gives flowers. Do everything at the right time, and one day will seem like 3. A clever person turns great troubles into little ones, and little ones into none at all. He who has never hoped can never despair. Happiness is like a sunbeam. One family builds the wall, 2 families enjoy it. To understand your parents' love, you must raise children yourself. He who returns from a journey is not the same as he who left. To be totally at leisure for one day is to be immortal for one day. A gem is not polished without rubbing, nor a man perfected without trials. A diamond with a flaw is worth more than a pebble without imperfections. A man who cannot tolerate small misfortunes can never accomplish great things. To believe in one's dreams is to spend all of one's life asleep. A fall into a ditch makes you wiser. An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. It is better to light one small candle than to curse the darkness. The person who is his own master cannot tolerate another boss. When a fool hears about Teo, he laughs out loud. Never trust a woman who has had sex with your enemy. Genius can be recognized by its childish simplicity. A heart in love with beauty never grows old. Opportunity knocks at the door only once,